Do your friends support you? Do they pull you up while you're down? Are they happy when you're happy? And if the answer isn't yes to all of those questions, well, it might be time to look at making new friends. And here's how. Hey people, it's Brian, and today's question comes from Tristan, who's in his mid-20s. He's moved into a new part of town. He's just finished college and he's got a new job. And the people he's hanging out with, he's realizing they're kind of unreliable, kind of going nowhere with their lives. And he really wants to know how to make new friends. This is a really good question, and I understand how difficult it can be to make new friends at this stage of the game where you're outside of the classroom. You're not hanging around people your same age. You can't talk to the person next to you in lecture. And you'll find that people around you aren't necessarily looking to welcome other people into their circle. Maybe they're comfortable with their daytime and nighttime routine. They're just happy with their group of people, and they're not necessarily open to letting you into that circle. And just to give you some context, for me, about 6-7 years ago, I was in a very similar situation where I realized that the group of friends that I was with, we weren't hanging out as much. We had differences that were setting in. The priorities were different. Some were still in school, some wanted to party some more, others wanted to work on their careers, others wanted to start a family. And of course, there were some that were unreliable, flaky, bailed last minute a lot. And those were the types of people that I really didn't want to surround myself with. And there came a point where I realized that, you know what, beyond my girlfriend at the time, I didn't really have anyone else to hang out with. For those of you that don't know, I live in Vancouver, Canada, and we have this horrible reputation where people are snobby, unfriendly, happen to flake out or bail out at the last minute. And while I don't mean to give Vancouverites a bad name, I'm just trying to give you guys some context as to what I was working with starting from ground zero. Within 4 to 6 months, I had a really good network of about 15 to 20 friends, and of that, maybe 4 to 5 really strong relationships from that. Tristan, here's how I did it. Number one, you have to realize that people by their nature are insecure. They don't want to get hurt nor let down. Everyone's been burned by someone that they've cared about, and they just don't want it to happen again. So it won't be too surprising that some people out there just aren't in a hurry to want you to be friends with them. So keeping this in mind, you don't want to take the rejections, the no's, the I'm busy's too personally. So whatever approach you decide to use, just make sure it's a low pressure one and that there aren't any high expectations or commitments you expect of the other person. You really want to give that other person the freedom to want to hang out with you. Number two, you have to be okay with being open and vulnerable. That means you have to take the first step, asking the other person for their contact information or to hang out. Maybe you want to go watch the game together, grab a beer, check out an exhibit at a museum. Whatever the case is, it's up to you to take the initiative and make that happen. But you have to be okay with the fact that they may say no, or that they can't, or that they're busy. Point number 4, you have to set boundaries. You don't want to keep inviting people that don't accept your offer. You don't want people that keep bailing out on you. Yes, life gets in the way sometimes, but not all the time. And you want people to want to hang out with you. So set boundaries, and I say invite someone to hang out no more than twice. After that, don't reach out to them anymore. Number 4, welcome everyone into your circle. So even when you're hanging out with your friends, should an opportunity exist, invite more people into your circle. When you guys are out hanging at the bar or at a venue, just invite other people into the conversation and still continue to ask to hang out, to grab a drink. You really want to expand your pool of friends and continue to do so. Even though you might feel comfortable with the current set you have, it doesn't hurt to bring more people into the group. Number 5, check out meetup.com. Now you can pick up a sport or an activity or a hobby and meet people that way, but I also recommend that you check out meetup.com. Join the different groups in your area and show up to those events. Now, if you're a little bit nervous on showing up to those meetup events, you might want to check out the other videos I have on networking. Although that's on the more business side of things, you can still use those skills for meetup groups. Better yet, why not create your own meetup group? And what this does is it elevates you into leadership status. So when people attend your events, they'll want to talk to you, they'll think you're a good person, they'll be more open to create that dialogue and to form that connection with you. There you go guys, 5 pointers to help you find new friends. Tristan, I hope you found this very helpful. And if you have any other questions, you know how to reach me, and the same goes out to the rest of you guys. So if you have a question that you'd like me to answer, or if you want to work with me personally, go to my website, 101mentoring.com. If you liked the video, please hit that like button. If you really liked it, hit that share button. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.